Welcome to Module 1, Purpose of Cleaning a Food Production Facility. This material was produced under grant number SH05046-SH8 from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, U.S. Department of Labor. It does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the U.S. Department of Labor, nor does the mention of trade names, commercial products, or organizations imply endorsement by the U.S. government. You are attending this training session because you are working in a facility that prepares or produces food or beverage items, and the job tasks you have been assigned require you to work to keep these facilities clean and sanitary. Your job is important because bacteria, the microscopic organisms present everywhere, can make us sick. For example, the blue forms in the picture on the left are images of Campylobacter bacteria, magnified thousands of times, and consuming food contaminated with this bacteria is the #1 cause of bacterial stomach illness in the United States. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, estimate that annually in the United States, almost 50 million people are sickened from consuming food contaminated with bacteria, such as this Campylobacter or Salmonella, the red and yellow image, or E. coli, the pinkish rods in the bottom picture. Thousands of those people are hospitalized, and sometimes people die as a result of this bacterial contamination. Some of these illnesses might take place in consumers' homes. Meat they were cooking for dinner wasn't properly cooked to a certain temperature, for example. But some result from contamination at the farm, field, or processing facility where food is grown or initially prepared. This makes your job in sanitation and how well you perform it not just important, but critically important. Remember, it could be you or a family member that you keep from getting a foodborne illness. By law, food facilities must follow rules put in place to keep harmful bacteria from contaminating food products. These rules include things such as how to keep raw products from mixing with cooked products, the temperatures in buildings or storage facilities, and what type of chemical products should be used to clean dirty equipment. These procedures, specific steps that are completed in a certain way and in a certain order, are very important. In this training, we will discuss why it is important for you to understand the significance of your sanitation job and the role you play in reducing risk in food contamination, keeping the company in compliance with the laws, to keep the facility running productively, and to make it safe for you, other employees, and customers. Sanitation work in food and beverage facilities typically requires handling and using chemicals to maintain food and beverage safety and product quality. Some of these chemicals could be the same products you use in your own home. Others could be very different. Appropriate use of these chemicals in the work environment is critical to maintaining food safety and product quality, but requires training and understanding of the specific work environment and procedures an employer has set in place. The surfaces that get sanitized can either be food contact surfaces, things that touch the food or drink product, such as processing equipment or conveyors, or non-food contact surfaces, things like drains, floors, walls, and ceilings that shouldn't normally contact the consumable food item. In this photo, you can see an example of a non-food contact surface. Notice the stainless steel metal stairs, green plastic grating on the platform, the concrete floor, and the yellow paint on the posts. Depending on whether the substrate is a food contact surface, such as a mixer, hopper, tank, auger, or conveyor, or a non-food contact surface, such as the floor, the type of soil contamination will be different, and each type of soil will require its own type of sanitation process procedure. Once your employer has determined what surfaces or substrate must be cleaned and what food or other material is causing the soil, they will select the appropriate cleaning chemicals and procedures to complete this important work. This is where you come in. You will be tasked with handling and applying chemicals, using hot water or steam, and applying physical force to sanitize the food processing facility to keep the product safe and of high quality for the end consumer. This is why receiving training on chemical handling and hazards is so important and is required by law. The following training modules will outline some of the basic chemical hazards and steps you can take to protect yourself from these cleaning products while performing sanitation work. But remember, your employer has a legal responsibility to make sure you are provided with adequate training, supervision, and equipment to perform your specific job safely. Here are a few basic things to get us started talking about chemical handling in the workplace. Do ask questions. Don't start work until you understand the instructions. Do be familiar with the chemical products you are required to use, what they do, how they are applied, and where they might be used. Don't skip steps in the procedures or change the procedure without approval from your supervisor. This includes adding extra chemicals. Do wear the personal protective equipment, or PPE, provided by your employer to protect your skin, eyes, and lungs. Don't work without the required PPE or use damaged PPE.